Hey everyone, sorry that I accidentally muted my mic, so I'll start explaining from here what's going on. Dante on the left was doing a couple scan dashes, which is basically abusing the game's combat strafe mechanic, and basically if you released L when you're in the middle of a combat dash or using the scan visor, it works if you're on version 1.0, then you can gain a lot of extra speed. So one of the big things is that we take full advantage of the fact that this game does not have a sideways speed cap. I don't think their streams are a minute apart. I believe Zalxander started his timer much later than Dante for whatever reason. Alright, so what Dante's going to do is he's going to hold up on the C-stick and then basically rapid-fire missiles. Holding up on the C-stick basically closes Samus's arm cannon, allowing the missile launcher to reset itself. And if instead of, because normally the way the game's supposed to work is you're supposed to scan and then lock on, right? The game does not really allow, or it doesn't have good like manual aim, because the C-stick is used to switch beams, not used as a second as like the camera, right? So you can just actually look up and then target and like not even lock on a Parasite Queen and just hit her mouth over and over. And she goes down optimally in 8 shots. Oh, it looks like Dante's going out of bounds. So, there's a very specific spot in this corner where if you unmorph, or where if you morph, you get repositioned out of bounds. So, Dante's over on, or just managed to get out of bounds, is scaling this wall using bombs, because the wall on the outside is sticky, meaning that you can just like kind of like keep yourself there just by holding the direction. Okay, so that random spot that Dante landed on was to hit a load trigger. So the way the game works in terms of loading is there are triggers set throughout every room, well, most rooms, and you hit those normally when you play casually, but out of bounds you have to hit them on your own. You can't rely on them being in the right spot because, well, you're kind of out of bounds. So Dante just scaled the elevator room, which those jumps that he did in that room, by the way, are 3 frames each. So if you don't press A within 3 frames, or B within 3 frames, the jump will fail and you will fall. Yes. It's a bit of a paradox, but that's okay. Oh, okay. So what Dante did there was he did what was called a door warp. And the idea was basically have the room load and then go in front of the door and let the room load around him. So yeah, this ends up saving a lot of time, or a lot of real time. Um, and in terms of in-game time, it has the potential to save up to a minute over the inbound escape method, a minute in-game time. So we track our PBs during what's it called? We track our PBs using in-game time, and that is the in-game timer only takes up when you have direct control of Samus. So that means some of the cutscenes that Zalxander has to see, like the Ridley one coming up, doesn't actually really matter. There is no item loss skip in Prime 1. You still lose your items even if you go out of bounds. But what Dante's doing here is a dash to the side in order to come and grab Space Jump first, which is going to bust open the early game. And it saves multiple minutes. So yeah, so Dante is just taking advantage of the dash mechanic in order to traverse these rooms a little bit faster. So Dante's going to the first area of the game called Chozo Ruins. And the idea here is to get a lot of the early game items that were lost from escaping the frigate, including missiles, bombs, morph ball, charge beam, and Varia suit. So just like normal, Dante's going to go and grab missiles, but he's not going to do it by going to the Hive Mecha. Instead, Dante is going to double jump up this half pipe and go into a little spot that has a missile expansion. You normally are supposed to have boost ball for that, but you can just double jump up there. Same with this jump. You're normally not supposed to be there, but using by holding the L button, you can have a little bit of extra speed going forward, and it maintains that speed, allowing Samus to, allowing Dante to jump over and grab the energy tank. And then here, he's just going to dash over. There's a trigger there that activates a fight. And he just dashed over it in order to skip the fight. Hold on, what is he doing? Did he just start the fight? Uh-oh. Ah, no, I'm kidding. You can just double jump and get out. Alright, looks like Zalxander got out. Okay, this next room coming up is really interesting. So, the room that Dante wants to go through will not open until every adjacent room has loaded. But for some reason with this door, if you pause, it will actually open up earlier than it would otherwise. Alright, let's see how he does with getting Space Jump first. Okay, so Zalxander missed it once. Nice, second try. Not bad, not bad. Yeah, Space Jump first is one of those tricks that's absolutely fundamental to learn. Skipping space jumping and getting it later is much harder and also loses a lot of time, so... Alright, looks like Dante just got charge beam. Okay, blasting that missile cap to open up the save station is extremely important for a trick later on. If either of the runners forget to do that, that's going to be a gigantic problem for either one of them. But Dante did it, so we just have to see if Zalxander does it as well. Hopefully, that is the case. Alright, so this fight. So this fight's called Incinerator Drone, is also known as Zoid. Every Prime speedrunner hates this boss because that weak point that comes up, it opens up in the same location every time, basically if you think of it as cross, it'll come up on two sides, right? Or a plus sign. It'll come up on on either of the two sides, and then it'll swap. But the reason why people hate it so much, why speedrunners hate it especially, is because the time at which those come up is completely random. One is round one is 8 to 13 seconds it'll take to come up, and the other two are the other three are 15 to 25 seconds. So yeah, there is 35 seconds of variance on Incinerator Drone. Yeah, Dante's Zoid was... Oh, we call him Zoid because of... Wow, hold on. Yeah, so... Sorry, my brain's kind of like going... But anyway... we call him Zoid because David Zoid Kirsch is a senior developer at Retro, or was a senior developer at Retro Studios during this time. Dante grabbing this missile expansion up here. Oh, and he's also taking a safety save. There's a trick coming up in a few minutes that is one shot only, so... Yeah, so this room's pretty cool to traverse while having space jump. You cannot do this without space jump. At least in this way. But that double bomb jump, okay. So you can get a double bomb jump over that gate. Alright, so Zal just got Charge Beam, and Dante is on Flogger right now. So, okay, the purpose is to knock down the mirrors, right? And then it'll open up these Morph Ball slots. What happens is it's one more mirror each time. It's supposed to make each round harder, because Flogger also tried to knock the mirrors down. However, in this case, what Dante's going to be doing is he's going to be dashing and then landing on the side. So as long Okay, so as long as that bomb hits the trigger, it works. You do not actually need to be in the morph ball slot for these specific morph ball bomb slots. Yeah. Looks like Zal's on his way to bombs right now. Or to the Zoid, so you can see the variation difference there. In terms of like how long it'll take. Because the timing will definitely most likely be different than what happened with Dante. Oh, uh-oh. Yeah, Zal's kind of frightening me there. Yikes. Yeah, so unlike Dante, it looks like Zal isn't trying to go up on Zoid where the standable spots are. And Dante is currently getting Varia's suit. Yeah, it's just a long cutscene. Yeah, this fight's pretty sketch right now for Zal. Alright, so I mentioned a trick earlier that Dante made a safety save for. It's coming up here. So in this next room, there is a trigger down at a certain point down this room. And that trigger changes the room with Flagra to have Chozo go so you can get the artifact wild. But what you can do here is you can actually just hold up left and time these bomb jumps, which Dante's morph was a little bit off there, which is why the unmorph was instant. And you don't want an instant unmorph here. There we go. Whew. Good thing that, like, that was a nice save, because if he were to fall there, he would have to get super missiles and spider ball, and it would be basically run over. Like, it loses 10 minutes. Alright, Chozo goes. So what Dante's trying to do here is stun them. Ooh, that one's mean. Because what happens is if you hit him at the right time, you can actually stun lock them. Let's see if we can see an example of this. Like that. Yeah, so normally for the trigger, you're just supposed to fall down the room and then come back later with super missiles and spider. But by doing the trick that Dante did, you can skip having to grab those items and grab this artifact right away. Alright, so Zal's trying to climb Arboretum right now. And Dante is on his way to Magmore Caverns. So Zal's taken a different approach. He's just scanning the runic symbols in order to open up the gate instead of trying to bomb jump over it. Nice double jump dash from Dante. Okay. So if you shoot 2 missiles at that pillar, you can just blow it up immediately. It's been debated on whether or not super missiles was supposed to be required or not, but you don't need them. Looks like Zal's getting ready to start fighting Flagra. Dante just going through the rest of Magmore. Let's see what strategy Dante uses for Monitor Station, because there's various ones. Yeah, so you can dash off the puffer to get to the other side, but it also can be a little tricky if you don't know what you're doing. So there are other methods to get over there faster than intended, especially since there is space jump. Nice bunny hop. So basically, what Dante was doing on the ground was doing this trick called the bunny hop to maintain speed. If you're basically holding L and R, right, and touch the ground, pressing B as soon as Samus hits the ground, you can maintain or even gain some speed. And then over here, this is a slightly faster way of getting through this room than just rolling. Uh-oh. Oh, no! Oh, no. Zal just died. Ooh. Yeah, so Dante just got stuck on collision there for a second. It happens. Yeah, thankfully it's all saved. Alright, so that dash allows Dante to get over here. And you can just basically, from here, jump out of bounds. And so what Dante's doing here is force loading this room. Unfortunately, you cannot access these triggers from out of bounds. So you have to do manual loading, and you can do the opposite as well. You can unload. You can force unload a room, which is needed because if you load this room called Chozo Ice Temple, while that other big room, which is called Fendrana Shorelines, if both those rooms are loaded at the same time, the game will crash. Ooh. Alright, Dante fell, so... Yeah, Dante has to wait for the game to be able to give him a jump. So yeah, going out of bounds is can be very tricky. So these spots that he's standing on spots and like deliberately because there are some places where you can't stand at all. And then Dante's just gonna boost to be able to just morph back, or just to be able to unmorph back in bounds. Now, so basically when you go through rooms, it does what's called a transition. And, so right now the game thinks Dante's not in Chozo Ice Temple, but in the next room called Chapel Tunnel, which loads another room called Chapel of the Elders, which has Wave Beam. Now, what Dante's doing here in the corner kind of looks like he's doing nothing, but Dante's is getting the speed. Oh, Zal died again. Dante's getting his speed rotating exponentially upwards, and what's going to happen is it's going to pass a certain point. The speed's going to get so fast that Samus's shell will disappear, and he'll go into the state called infinite speed. And if you boost in this state, you can touch various actors at once. And in this case, the three that are pretty important are Wave Beam, Artifact of Sun, which is in Chozo Ice Temple, and the last one is the cutscene that starts this fight in the first place, which is why you see two Samuses. Alright, so Dante's heading back to Magmore Caverns to get an artifact, and basically he's getting back to Chozo in order to get Ice Beam. Now normally to get across here, you're supposed to use Boost Ball to bring up a bridge and then walk around, but that's slow, so Dante just dashed instead. So I'm seeing some things in the chat about Trilogy version and its differences. Scan dashing does not work. Infinite speed behaves the same, but it is a little bit better actually. So instead of being able to get Space Jump first, in Trilogy version you do is called Space Jump early, which is basically doing a dumb bomb jump on this really tiny rock. It's terrible. So, for anyone who hasn't played through the game casually, the artifacts are needed to unlock the final bosses in the game. And there are 12 of them scattered throughout the world. And so the way this game is routed is, we try to get those artifacts on the way as much as possible. Alright, so Dante's on his way back to Chozo now in order to get a Artifact of Life Giver, a Power Bomb, which I'll explain later, and Ice Beam. Man, Zal's having a hard time. Please tell me that this is the last one. Okay, it is. Oh no! Oh no! Zal just died again. Oh no. So normally you need Spider Ball to get up here, but you can just jump on that corner or dash to it. Oh, he's still going. What a champ. And then you can just do what's called a slope jump to get up there without gravity. Basically what a slope jump is if you jump while holding L at a slope, you can get some of that horizontal speed as vertical height. And that is amplified big time underwater to the point where you can actually grab that artifact without needing space jump. Okay, so I mentioned Dante's getting a power bomb. In this room, basically, he's doing the same infinite speed trick to grab a power bomb expansion that's on the other side of the room. This will give Dante one power bomb since the expansions only give one. Excuse me. Yeah, Dante is very, very far ahead right now. Okay, so Dante can't unmorph right now. Well, he's going to in order to fix the camera, or to turn off infinite speed. However, if you don't do this properly, you continue to keep this state, which is called light show. Uh-oh, seems like Dante's having a little bit of a hard time. Okay, he's good. So because of that boost early, that second boost earlier, this camera's kind of messed up. Okay, so now he needs to just jump. Oh, yes. Okay, he got it. Zal finally got Flogger. Good job. So Dante used that save station to reset Samus's position, which gets rid of Light Show entirely. That is why hitting that that missile cap early on in the run was necessary. It's because of this trick. And so now Dante's out of bounds to get Ice Beam. This trick is called Ice Beam before Flagra. Because when it was discovered and used, it was, or when it was like first implemented, it was to get Ice Beam before getting Varia Suit. Which is still done in 100%, but no longer in any percent. You do this trick after Flagra now. Dante hitting a low trigger right here. Dante has to be very careful here, because if he falls, it'll be a pain to get up. Hitting another low trigger here. Okay, can't hear the scarabs anymore, so the room has been loaded. He had to be careful there, because if he went too much further into that room, it would have activated the ghost fight. And that's a big pain because it locks the doors. So it makes getting up this door a pain. Zal's doing really wild right now. With the amount of times he died to Flogger, I'm hoping that he gets this first try. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, Zal. You got this. Yeah, he's laying them way too late. Oh, no. Wow. He's still going, though. This room that Dante's in right now is a bit of a troll. Main reason is because the camera, for whatever reason, will sometimes cause Samus to like basically get stuck on the collision. It's still a mystery because that room is actually very, very clean. It's actually well done. It was well built. But yet, it has that problem. So Dante now grabbing the artifact of Chozo. All right. Dante's heading back to the ship now. All right. So yeah, Dante's on his way to get Plasma Beam right now. Okay, so what Dante did there was a bunny hop to get across. You normally need Spider Ball for that room, but since we don't have, or since he doesn't have it, he just bunny hopped across. There are multiple ways to get through that room, but Dante happened to do the fastest strat. All right, Zal is attempting early wild again. Let's see how this goes. He needs to lay those bombs early. Yeah, so what's happening is Zal is laying the bombs late. Man, poor guy. Alright, Dante just got a plasma beam. Yeah, you're able to skip the entire spider puzzle. Seeing if anything's going on. Gotta give props to Zal. He's very, very persistent. Yeah, so the main reason for coming to Phendrana is actually to get two things. Both of them are 2 artifacts and thermal visor. So this next room coming up, you normally need grapple beam, but you can actually traverse the room without it by coming up to this tree branch. Dante playing it safe. So yeah, getting on top of this tree branch and then using it to get a slope jump up. And this leads to Artifact of Spirit. Ooh. Yeah, Dante has to be very careful because he could die here. Not in this room, but in a couple of the rooms coming up. Ooh, Zalxander missed. Alright, so this room can be a little bit sketched, so Dante just killing everything off here. Zal died again. Again, I give Zal credit. Oh no, Dante, careful. Man, these Metroid Prime runners about to put me in an early grave. What a... Come on. There we go. Cool. Alright. Phew. Let's see what Dante does here. Oh no! The pirate didn't break the glass. Okay, he's grabbing the energy tank in this room. Oh wow, Dante did skip race tank. There we go. So that pirate, okay, so basically Dante's going through this area backwards. And so there's a pirate there named Ed that we call Edward. And he will jump through the glass, but if you don't traverse that room correctly, Edward will instead come after you. Oh, nice. Dante got a power bomb. He needs one for later. All right, to avoid having to go into one of the towers and using plasma beam, Dante's just gonna jump over the gate. Alright, so Dante just got the artifact of Elder. And managed to avoid the load trigger. Nice. Not a single time that these runners go out of bounds. There's not a single time these runners will go out of bounds that is 100% required. They are all optional time saves. Come on, Zal, you got this. Seriously, Zal's doing his very best. Yeah, I think Zal's a new runner. I've never seen him before. Yeah, we've had a couple of new runners enter this tournament. It's really cool to see. People are playing the 1.0 NTSC U version of the game on GameCube. Well, actually, they have their GameCube discs in a Wii because of I believe it's because of the increased disk read speed on Wii prevents possible crashes from happening. Oh, Dante almost fell down that room. That would have been pretty bad. Thankfully, he's okay. Alright, so Dante is heading to grab power bombs right now. Okay, so this elite pirate. If you avoid getting in his line of sight, then the elite pirate will just sit there looking like an idiot. Nice. Alright, so this maze is kind of random. Oh, Dante was trying to go for maze skip. So yeah, it's actually possible to skip this maze, but it's not usually worth it. Ooh. Ooh, that's a good maze. Edson just saw that it was 25 squares, and it looks like Zal died again. Oh, man. He's very persistent, and I give him all the credit in the world. So that maze that Dante went through has 300 possible outcomes. Thankfully, there is a program that was made that we can determine exactly which maze it's going to be. Shoutouts to Claris for writing the program. Yeah, Claris hand drew all of them. Yeah, like, the program is such a big thing for many runners now, and we owe it all to Claris. Alright, so Dante doesn't have Spider Ball. So what he needs to do is get up on this beam, and then use a Metroid or... Oh, wow. Yes, Claris did a lot for the game back in the day. Yeah, this room is not good. It's pain. Yeah, so Dante tried to dash off the Metroids, which requires good timing and being able to manipulate exactly where they go. Nice. So, let's see here. Yeah, Dante needs to have... It would be optimal for Dante to have at least 4. So, hopefully he gets lucky. So yeah, that jump is a slope jump, and it's a little tricky as well. Nice 2 power bomb drops. Okay, so Dante's using R jumps to get across. Normally you need grapple beam. Using a slope jump to recover and get back up. Good. That dash is tricky, and it can be very costly if it's failed. Dante opting to take a safety save before Omega Pirate. Pretty good idea. Omega Pirate's a bit of a pain and can cause quite a lot of trouble for runners. It's better to be safe than sorry. Oh, Dante's struggling to get up here. There we go. Alright, let's see how Zal does on early wild this time. He's laying the bombs late again. Come on. You got this, dude. Oh no. He was almost there. Alright, so Omega Pirate. So just like the Elite Pirates, if you skip that cutscene, Omega Pirate will just be like wandering around to the side, trying to look at you, like basically looking around like an idiot. Let's see. Nice. So what Dante did there was a trick called Trooper Skip, and it basically prevents the pirate troopers from coming. Again, gotta give it to Zal. His persistent... Yeah, Zal's persistent is very admirable. All right, so Dante just got Phazon suit. Sorry, I forgot to mention with the Omega Pirate. Dante was able to manipulate where Omega Pirate was because there are two rules that are followed. Omega Pirate will not or will spawn in the pool farthest away and will not spawn in the same pool twice. So Dante knew exactly where Omega Pirate was going to be the entire time. And just by using like charged plasma shots, you can kill him in one cycle. So yeah, now that Dante has Phazon suit, he's going to grab the artifact of Newborn. Almost. But overall, nice Fungal Hull B by Dante. So Dante has one big thing left to do in this area, and it's grabbing the artifact of Warrior that's in the upper area of Phazon Mines. And then he will go and get Artifact of World in Chozo, and then go try and beat the game. Nice powerbomb drop. Dante's hoping to get 25 missiles. But there are some boxes coming up, but in order to get enough missiles, all three of them will have to drop missiles, which is possible, but it's not the most likely scenario. Dante tried to skip this cutscene, but managed to hit the trigger. You can actually jump over it, and there's a small amount of space that you can just squeeze through. Yeah, Dante used his missiles there. Alright, Zal is past Flagra and is attempting early wild again. Nice. Oh, it's 70%. Nice. There we go. So yeah, so apparently in that room, each missile has each box has a 70% chance of dropping missiles. Alright, so what Dante did there was called a bomb space jump. If you manipulate the camera to be able to instantly unmorph, then you can jump within 21 frames of leaving the ground. And using that to land on some sandable spots, you can get past that first shaft without Spider Ball. And now for this one, you basically gotta climb up on a bunch of standable spots, including this rock. That rock is really stupid. Really, really dumb. Come on, Zal, you got this. Man. Oh. Okay, so this room has an invisible wall. And so if you boost through that wall, you can actually just get if you boost enough, you can just go right through the wall. There's enough speed. Shooting. There's 2 pirates down here. So it's important that Dante kills them both. And then this power bomb will be laid for to face his face on the lead. And so this one requires more missiles than the other ones. This one requires 24 as opposed to 10. So yeah, so roughly 2.5 times stronger. Alright, so this room, Dante's skipping a puzzle. A very long, very slow puzzle to go up and get grapple beam. But it can be tricky. Let's see how he does here. Alright, so thankfully you don't need gravity in this room. It behaves the same way with or without a gravity ball or gravity suit. I almost said gravity ball. Ah. Alright, so Dante's done with Phase on Mind and is going to grab the Artifact of World. All right, so the ghost fight trigger that Dante skipped earlier is still there. So Dante just jumped over it and landed on the peg, and now what he has to do is after this unmorph, he needs to be able to after this bomb, he needs to be able to unmorph onto the peg. Nice. That trick is called ghost skip. And Dante managed to get it. He did fall, but it's no big deal. He can just jump. He can just use the statue to get up. All right. Dante has just one more artifact to get, and it's the one that's located in Artifact Temple where the final bosses are, so... Dante trying to do a dash that gets him up here. Or gets him to hit the load trigger, because this room takes forever to load. Alright, so Dante's on his way back to the ship for one last save. Well, maybe not one last save, because of I believe Dante's doing a pretty recent implemented trick. But we'll see what he does. Alright, Dante did fail ship dash, but there is a backup here. Nice, he got it. And it looks like Zal just finished Flogger again, and we'll see what happens. It looks like Dante's grabbing... Yep, Dante just grabbed the Artifact of Truth. And will now be fighting Ridley. So Ridley has two phases. A ground phase, or a flight phase first, and then a ground phase. And so what Dante is going to do here is do a few charge shots on Ridley to get Ridley to start flying around. Let's see if he goes for it. A little late. Okay, so there's actually one frame that Ridley can be shot, where instead of flying around, Ridley will just dip down underneath and then pop back up and then land on the ground. It saves quite a bit of time, like I think like 30 seconds. Okay, he didn't get the midair boost. So, fun fact about Ridley. Ridley is vulnerable to boost ball. At least the flight phase is vulnerable to boost ball. Boost Ball deals 50,000 damage in 1 frame, meaning the flying phase is instantly finished. So yeah, it looks like Zal opted to skip early wild at this point. Ridley being a bit of a troll. Oh, not 15,000 TS, 50,000. Wow, Ridley is being a troll. So now, Dante is getting ready for final bosses. There are two phases of Metroid Prime. There is the Exoskeleton and Essence. Metroid Prime Exo can be skipped now. So we'll see if Dante goes for that. Dante's taking a save here. So Dante, I'm 100% certain now, is going for Exo skip. Alright, so to explain this trick, I guess, well, first off, these Metroids need to die. The Metroids here are being used to push Dante out of bounds, but unfortunately, the original two will not work. Yeah, let's see. Nice. The Metroid did not stick in the wall, which is good. Dante's waiting a bit for it to get into position. Nice. Alright, so what Dante needs to do is be in a very specific spot, and the Metroid's basically going to tap him out of bounds. Nice. Not bad. Not bad at all. Dante fell to the bottom, but he was able to get out. So now Dante is climbing up this room using Aether jumps, which basically, okay, so I guess the best way to explain it is every room has a bounding box surrounding it, and Dante's basically within the corner of that box. And if you go in and out of the box, so if you go from out of the box to inside the box, there's 3-second window to, or not 3-second. Oh man, 3 seconds would be real easy. 3-frame window, which is 1/20th of a second to get those jumps, because this game runs at 60 frames per second. Dante hitting a load trigger right here. Nice. That spot's a little tricky to land on. Yeah, Zal got really low on health for a second there. Hopefully he does use the save station. Oh, man. 6 life. That is rough. Nice. Okay, so Dante I forgot to mention this, but Dante managed to avoid 2 cutscene triggers one that will, or both of them will put him back in bounds, and the second one, the one that transition to subchamber 1, will soft lock him, and at that point it's over. So pretty cool, pretty good stuff that he got past it, and now he is just, now Dante is transitioning these subchambers. Nice. Okay, transition to subchamber 5, and there we go. So Dante just skipped the entirety of the Metroid Prime Exo fight. Now for Essence, this fight is interesting to say the least. So basically, what's happening here is Dante is waiting for Metroid Prime to do attacks, and then she's going to lay a pool. This pool is the only way to damage her. And let's see. Oh. And so what Dante's doing here is called attack cancel. What this will do is it'll cancel Metroid Prime's attacks, allowing her to lay a pool faster. There we go. He's gonna do it again. Well, Metroid Prime has been signified to being female in the lore, so I'm going by that. Alright, last pool. Dante's just gonna blow up these Metroids. Alright, Dante is done. Alright. Good job, Dante. So right now we're gonna continue watching Zal and catch up on his progress. So Zal is currently inbounds to get Chozo, or to get a Wave Beam and Artifact of Sun. Oh, he currently has, hold on a second. I'm gonna switch audio for now because of, yeah, so I switched audio right now because Zal has his mic on. Alright, good job, Dante. Excellent. So we're gonna try to get Dante in here in a little bit. Have some questions. See what he thought. So let's see if you got the invite. Okay, got swap back. Okay.
think I'm done.
All right.
Because I'm not going to finish anytime soon.
So it looks like Zalxander just forfeited. So good job to both runners. Let's try to get them in here. Are we able to get them in here? Yeah, it might be. We're seeing what I'm seeing what we can do. Love to get the runners in here real quick. All right, take a guess in chat what the in-game time is on Dante's run.
What's up?
Hey Dante, how are you doing?
Doing good.
How do you feel about that?
That mines was awful.
It happens.
Yeah.
Your mines is a very tricky section of the run.
And those Metroids in MQA were just not letting me have fun.
Yeah, the Metroids in MQA, Metroid Quarantine A for people who don't know. It was that room. It was that large room where Dante tried to use a Metroid to dash, or to try to dash off a Metroid. Skips needing Spider Ball. He kind of got owned there by the Metroids. But yeah. So what did you think went really well?
I liked my Magmor 3. My Magmor 3 was really clean, I thought.
Yeah. You nailed the bunny hop. The dashes were pretty good. So yeah, I can see that.
And I did not think I was gonna get the Geocore Argent, but you saw like I was about to morph because I thought I didn't have enough height.
Yeah. So I'm seeing some times here they're saying 108, 109, 110, 111. So let's see what it's going to be.
Because I did Exo skip, and then I don't know how much time that saved actually.
I'm guessing 111.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd guess.
Nice. It's 111.
111.
So congratulations to everyone who got 111. You are correct. $111.
I was pretty happy with my Exo skip overall.
I'm gonna check real quick if Zal's coming in here. All right, so yeah, I'm just checking real quick to see if Zal is coming in. But really, what I gotta say, I gotta give Zal a lot of credit because Flogger was bullying him. Early Wild was bullying him.
I hate when that happens.
And for anyone new to the run, that is probably one of the hardest sections of the run to learn and get consistent. So I really give Zal a ton of credit for sticking it out for as long as he did.
Metroid Prime is a very difficult game, especially when you're first learning. There's a lot to take in and there's a lot to get the hang of. But it's such a fun game.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, if anybody is interested in learning, I'm going to... Hold on, I'm going to check if I'm allowed to post links.
I believe you are.
Yeah, I guess I'll take a look. But there's the Metroid Prime Discord. So I'm going to throw an invite to that. It is the Metroid Prime speedrunning Discord. I am also dropping the Any Percent tutorial by Remy for Metroid Prime. So this is currently the most up-to-date tutorial. Yes, it is approaching 5 years of age, but the route has not changed in that time. So we're good. All right. So if you're interested, I highly recommend trying the game out. We have a really, really, really solid community here. Everyone's willing to help. Like I'm even willing to do a Discord live stream with you and go through anything you need. So, just message me, message anybody else in the community. We're here for you. Finally, follow the runners. Follow Dantemustdie234. He's been improving. And he's been improving pretty rapidly. And Zal, I believe, is brand new, but he's doing the best he can. Again, this game is very hard at first. So yeah, I definitely highly recommend to try the run out if you are interested. If this is one of your favorite childhood games like mine, you will get a lot of value out of running this game, a lot of replay value. I personally have put a few thousand hours into this game. Hours that I never expected to see playing Metroid Prime ever again after the initial magic as a child. So definitely try it out if you are interested. Dante, do you have anything to say?
Follow the rest of the matches. We have a lot of great matches left to come in the tournament.
Yes, so Dante is the one organizing the tournament, so kudos to him. Doesn't look like Zal is gonna come in here. So that's okay. But yeah, again, big props to Zal. Looks like I think that is it for us. If you have any questions, speedrunning Discord or the Prime speedrunning Discord is linked. You can follow me. I will answer any questions. And yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. And be ready for more Metroid Prime's tourney action tomorrow.